Welcome, everyone, to the New York Football Report. This is Joe McDonald, and for the next few minutes, we'll be discussing the world of football in New York with the Jets and the Giants. Tomorrow, we have two games on our docket. The Jets are in Chicago. The Giants are at home against the Washington Redskins. So let's start with the Giants, and I think the biggest question is how long will Eli-Manning be the starting quarterback? Or even be on his team? Will they trade him by Tuesday? And if they do trade him, will he go to, say, Jacksonville, who has a need for a quarterback right now, or someplace else? Let's put it to you this way. It's going to be difficult to trade Eli. For the simple reason, even if you eat money, any team in taking him, Eli needs to want to go to them. I believe he has a full no trade clause in his contract. So he'll probably be on the team for the rest of the year. It's going to be a difficult trade to move him. But I think it's going to be one of those things where, it's going to be in flux for the rest of the year. You probably will see him play most of the game tomorrow. It really depends on if they're going to activate a player like Kyle Loretta. I don't see why they wouldn't. If they go with the regular backups and everything else, then it's not going to happen. So, personally, I think that Eli will be the quarterback probably for the full game tomorrow and probably for the near future unless there's a trade on Tuesday. But what we're seeing is the Giants have been selling. They traded Eli Apple this week. They traded Stacks Harrison this week. So there's a very good chance that some other veterans will be gone by Tuesday, such as Janoris Jenkins and possibly even Olivier Vernon might be on the block as well. You got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, obviously, they felt that this team was going to contend. It didn't happen. So Dave Gettleman is starting to sell off its parts and hopefully then rebuild through the draft. Right now, they have 9 picks in the draft, and maybe they can get a few more picks under their belts going into the 2019 draft. Now, if the Giants have a top 5 pick, which right now it looks like they will they go after a quarterback? And is that quarterback something worthwhile? The question that we had, and a lot of people are asking, is why didn't they take a quarterback this year with 5 very good prospects in the draft, and they could have had their chance with all the last 4 of them, including Sam-Darnold of the Jets. But they went with the best player in the draft in Saquon Barkley. And Barkley looks like the real deal. So you really can't fault them that they got the best overall player in the draft who is actually performing on the field right now. The question is, how long will this continue? Because if Barkley keeps getting beaten up, will he slow down in the coming years? Will he be an effective quarterback by the time effective running back by the time the Giants are ready to contend? So we really have that question, and you have to question what kind of quarterback is going to be coming out. And if that's the best player in the draft, which looks like the defensive end from Ohio State might be the best player in the draft, maybe they should go after that with the top 5 pick and worry about maybe getting a Nick Foles or maybe a game manager instead of a franchise quarterback and win that way. You still got Odell Beckham, you got Barkley, you got the pieces, so maybe that's the way to go. With the Jets, we're still looking to rebound off a tough loss last week. They're going to be in Chicago. It's going to be a tough game. But you have to see what this Jet team is going to be about. If they're able to, it's a winnable game for them. They have enough talent to win. The question is, how good can they be in a tough situation in Soldier Field against a decent team? And that's what we want to see. That we want to see that type of growth with Darnold, with the offense, with a young defense, and everything else. And that's the other thing that's the question with the Jets at the end of the year. Is this coaching staff worthwhile for this young offense, or do they need to bring an offensive type of coach in, such as a Pat Schumer on the Giants, to let's say Schumer will go, but that type of coach, so they can obviously develop Donald into the next level. I think the jury is still out with Todd Bowles, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be a question for the rest of the year until a decision is made. Even if the team is 8-8 or 9-7, it doesn't make the playoffs. I don't see why the Jets should keep Bowles if they don't think this is the guy who's going to take them to the next level. Nice guy, but maybe that's not going to be worthwhile. So we're going to really see what's the whole, New York scene is going to be about tomorrow. I look for the Giants to probably take another loss and go 1-7. And the Jets, they're going to probably, there's a 50-50 shot they'll be 4-4 by the end of the day. So we're going to be back after that to review it, probably on Monday or Tuesday. So until then, this is Joe McDonald for the New York Football Report signing off, and we will be back again with the review of this week.